Hi, it's Jeffrey Montague with MTB Mastermind, and in this video, what I'm going to be talking to you about is the importance of tire pressure. Now, I know that, tire pumps can be expensive, and lots of times people are like, I'm not spending that kind of money on a pump. Thing is that if you invest in a bike, I highly recommend that you invest in a pump because you need to check your tire pressure before each ride. It'll make a huge difference in the way that you ride, and it also make a huge difference in the way that your bike performs and how you feel on the bike. You'll have that confidence that goes into riding your bike. So invest in the pump, bite the bullet. They start out about $40 and go on up from there, but make sure it has a gauge and an accurate gauge. Do your best to find a pump with that. And also, so when you start out, if you're running tubeless tires, so things to consider is that all tires pressure is gonna feel different at different pressures. Okay, so let's say that I have a tire that has thick sidewalls and I have a tire that has thin sidewalls. Okay, so 25 PSI is gonna feel totally different with this. Okay, so maybe 25 PSI for the thin wall tire, it's gonna feel perfect. And then for the thick casing tire, so like thick sidewalls, 25 PSI, it's gonna feel really harsh. So what you wanna do is actually, if you have a thicker sidewall, you're gonna wanna bring that pressure down to maybe 22 to 23 PSI. Okay, and just kind of experiment with what works well for you. Based on your weight, that's really what you're gonna want to use for tire pressure. For myself, what I found to work really well is right around 20 PSI. So I weigh about 150 pounds, and that pressure has worked really well in a lot of different circumstances. A tire that I love is the Schwalbe Racing Ralph and Racing Ray. This is the new setup for 2020, 2021. This has been a fantastic tire, and I can run it at about 20 PSI, and it's been fantastic. So the casing, it's a little bit thicker casing on the side, which makes it so it's more resilient to tears and punctures and things like that. So that's the tire that I run. Love it. It's a front and rear specific tire, and if that's the combo you're going with, kind of experiment with pressures. But I don't know how much you weigh, but kind of take that into consideration when you're setting up your tire pressure. But do your best to get it consistent time after time after time, and always check it. Like, this will make a huge difference in your racing. You'll be so much happier because your bike is gonna be consistently feeling the same way every time you ride. So you won't have any, surprises. Because sometimes if you show up to a race, and you're like, oh, I left my pump at home, and then you race, like, even though you have no holes in your tire, naturally there's fluctuation because of the type of rubber that it is. Even if there's no holes, the pressure on the outside of the tire, that's always changing, the barometric pressure, things like that. So these are things to consider so that you make sure that your tire pressure is always dialed. So if you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm sharing tips like this all the time with my 27 years of experience of mountain bike racing and really falling in love with mountain bike racing. I want to share these things with you so you can actually take your skills to the next level and be able to achieve the goals that and the desires that you have. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.